How's it going, everyone? My name is Reloading64 and welcome back to Buried, an interactive story. Now let's just begin with chapter 2. It's been a couple days since I actually played this, so we'll see. I actually enjoy this game, I really do. We're standing on the thin platform of what looks like a fancy subway. The rails look well used but not old. There are small overhead lights that are very dim, as if they are running on emergency power. Dim overhead lights are a blessing, but the size of the place makes me feel vulnerable. Staring ahead, the tunnel seems to be endless. It's almost dizzying. There's a small light further ahead, and then a space that breaks the monotony of the tunnel's curved surface. Another platform, maybe. Why are we in a subway tunnel? Dennis, what do you think this is? I'm gonna ask Dennis his. Looks like we're waiting for the D train, Dennis says with a deadly sounding cackle. Also, the ringing noise is louder down here. It's much more solid now that there's some other sound. Something like a faint hum of machinery. What's your take on this, boss? You think we're safe here? Dennis asks. Not at all. This is what I think to myself, but I don't want to let Dennis see that. I'm rattled. Well, he seems to be limping along much better than when we first stumbled into this place. He's still in a rough shape. I'm leading him here, and I should probably make him feel confident in that. I'm not sure. This is creepy. Yeah, we'll be fine. Yeah, let's... You reassure Dennis. We'll reassure him. We're too far in to go back, I say. Besides, if we get caught for trespassing, I'm pretty sure we'd slide by. We're good. We're in pain, and we've got to find the rest of our crew. They could still be here somewhere. Dennis nods and looks reassured, albeit weak and miserable. From the looks of it, we can go either left or right. The left is slightly lit, the right not so much. This makes me uneasy because I get the sense that one wrong turn in a place like this would have us wandering for hours. Suddenly, I jerk my head to the right as I hear the unmistakable sound of someone walking. Did you hear something? I asked Dennis, my eyes straining to see anything in the darkness. Not sure, he says. Maybe it kind of sounded like footsteps. Wait a moment, but the sound doesn't come again. So those are our options. To the left are flickering lights indicating that we'll at least be able to see. There's also a hum of machinery, a sign of life. To the right is just darkness, but we also heard footsteps in that direction. Shit. We can go to the lights. Screw that. But if it was so dark... Let's go left. We gotta stick to the light. Seems smart to stay in the light. Left it is. I hope it is. So we head into the lights ahead are like a beacon in the dark, luring us forward. Someone left the lights on for us, Dennis says, trying to be funny but creeping me out instead. I wonder if that's a good or bad thing, I say. As we near the lights, I hear the hum of machinery grow louder, but it doesn't sound like any machine I've heard before. Crap. As the light increases, I use it to take an inventory of Dennis and his condition. While the bleeding seems to have stopped, the amount that has soaked onto his pants and shirt is beyond alarming. How much further can you walk? I ask him. Can you keep going? Yes, Dennis says. Let's walk into the deep tunnel that has no business being. Now fully stepping into the light, I notice that the sound of the machinery is coming from an area on the left side of the protected by a guardrail. Wisps of bright blue light dance on the walls as they leak out from whatever is below. I also notice a post sign that says danger, severe radiation poisoning threat. No, we need to stay back and move on. Dennis, I don't think we should get near whatever is down there, I say. Dennis studies the blue light a bit longer, then nods. He's hurting enough as it is, and I don't think we need to add radiation poisoning to the list of ailments. Yeah! Or mine, for that matter. We step away and take off down the tunnel again. As I start walking, I notice another structure coming into the view up ahead. Yeah. Oh. So head further into the tunnel, we reach another platform. There's a light coming from the platform, but like the overhead lights, they are dim red emergency lights. I'm starting to wonder if the explosion at the logging site caused power outage in this place, whatever this place is. ringing noise that I originally thought was in my head is getting louder. I'm starting to think it's some sort of alarm. We come to the large open area ahead in the tunnel. It further resembles a subway station. As much as I try to ignore the reality, it's undeniable. We've stumbled into some sort of high-tech transportation system that is buried up beneath the forest of Kentucky. It makes absolute no sense and creates an entirely new sort of fear as to what the hell we have walked into. Notice that Dennis seems confident, though. When we reach the large opening, we have to climb over the rails and up onto the platform. I have to help Dennis over the rails and then up the small utility ladder that is bolted into the opposite side of the travelway. When he reaches a large open area resembling a subway waiting area, he collapses on the floor and lets out a heaving breath. You know what, Dennis says, exasperated. This is ridiculous. I quit. I'm not going any further. On top of worrying about my crew and the madness of wherever we are, I'm not in the mood for Dennis to act like a baby. It's okay, take it easy. You can do this. Get up, pull it together, Dennis. Nah, but he's bleeding. I'm not the one with the gash in my side, I think to myself, so I decide to cut him some slack. Yeah, damn boss, I'm sorry, he says. It's okay, I say. I don't know how you're still on your feet, if I'm being honest. Stubbornness, he says with a weak laugh. You need a minute to rest? I ask as warmly as I can muster. If I sit down to rest, I'm afraid I might not get back up. Let's keep going while I can still go. I reach down and help him on his feet, and then we get ourselves up onto the platform. Right in front of us, there's an entrance to a long hallway exiting the platform area. It's at this point that I realize those red emergency lights might be on for someone else who is actually supposed to be here. Oh. Shh, we should stay quiet. I'm not sure if I want to alert anyone of the fact that there are strangers in this secret place. The thought of hearing a scream, even my own scream, in this empty place is too much to bear. The emergency lights continue to flicker overhead, casting a stick of sort of pinkish light on everything. My mind is racing with that sort of place this might be. It's obvious that it's meant to be a secret. And if it is supposed to be a secret and there was a power outage recently, maybe most of everyone has been evacuated. This, though, does nothing to make me feel any better as we walk towards the platform exit. Step inside and it seems just as empty as every other place we've come through, weakly illuminated by more overhead emergency lights. We're standing inside a hallway that looks surreal for a moment. Surreal. Jeez. The hallway reminds me of a hospital wing, but there's something not quite right about it. It's the first clean and tidy area I've seen since coming into the woods. It looks like it was recently in use despite the dim emergency lights overhead. There are chairs against the walls and the floors look well clean, as do the walls. The ringing noise is definitely coming from here, and a small flashing red light along the ceiling seems to flash along with it. That ringing noise is an alarm, I say, if only to confirm my own thoughts. But for what? Dennis asks, and then he asks the question that has been on my mind since we fell in that hole. What the hell is this place? Exchange a look that speaks volumes. Reach in the end of the hallway and hear a sound like a large metallic grinding. It's followed by a clicking noise and then unmistakable noise of a generator kicking on. So the generator's trying to kick back on? Oh, the power came back on. Without warning, the facility jolts to life. The red glow of the emergency lights is suddenly replaced by bright white fluorescent ones. That mechanical hum is oddly comforting. Somehow the power being back on urges us on. It's then that I notice the ringing noise has stopped. So it had been an alarm, but for what? Just a power failure? We head down the hallway, the electric hum of the lights sounding eerie overhead. Other than that, the place is dead quiet. The hall is about 100 feet long, with two main doors. One door opens into a large room that looks like a conference room with a whiteboard and papers strewn about. Across the hallway, another door looks like a laboratory of some sort. Dennis slumps against the wall and defeated and lets out a scary-sounding chuckle. Something funny, I ask, as a dark and brooding panic starts to grip me. Dennis just keeps chuckling as he slides down the floor. I'm just going to sit here while you look around, he says. There's a look in his eyes that reminds me far too much of a dead animal on the side of the road. Huh. So there's a conference room and a lab. Which one should we choose? Let's go into the conference room. There's got to be some paperwork here that shows what's happening. A large table sits in the middle of the room, lined with a series of chairs. It looks like someone straight out of a showroom. Something straight out of a showroom. We'll use whiteboard hangs on the wall, and there are scattered papers on the desk. Let's look at the whiteboard first. A few things are scribbled on the whiteboard, mostly formulas and names. There are some things that are easy to understand, things that make my blood go cold. Subject number 6, cause of death, embolism and aneurysm, or both. This for new delivery mode, spherical liquid, induced comatose state first. Triscos equals possible plutonium supplier. Look at the papers. Plutonium. Most of the papers and printouts have codes and equations that go way over my head. There are also handwritten notes that don't make me feel any better about our situation. Read through them as I see scrawled notes that say things like, last experiment failed, overdose before transport. Levels indicate cellular metabolism. More lead shielding in export suits. Measurements make no sense. Let Barksdale know about possible Higgs field fix. Inside in the hallway, I hear Dennis grunting. I head out of the room and see him still seated on the floor. But I don't get very far because as I exit, a man comes rushing around the corner with an automatic rifle in his hands. Shh, Coco. Nah. It's hard to look beyond his rifle, but the man is carrying it is young with messy dark hair. His skin is beyond what I wonder if he maybe lives down here. He has to look of a guy who's been cooped up for a little too long. He doesn't seem to like the kind of person I trust with a gun in a stressful situation. As he sees us in the doorway, he screams and brings the gun up. It is aimed directly at my head. Hands up in the air! Put my hands up in the air, surprised at how natural it feels to go into this surrender state. Maybe it's because this feels like a dream. Maybe it's because I feel like I'll snap awake if the maniac pulls the trigger. Who are you and how did you get here? The man asks harshly. Before we can answer, he continues speaking. I don't recognize you. If you're here, you would have had to sneak by the security mix in the entrance hall. What? I ask, unable to think of anything else to say. Who are you? The man asks. Did you do this? The man's eyes both, and I see something in his eyes that unsettle me. He is scared, but there's something else. We're just loggers. No, we're nobody. Don't shoot us. Let's tell him we're loggers. Sykes looks at us for a minute, and then he says, bullshit. For some reason, I'm pretty sure he knows I'm telling the truth. Someone knocked the power out, the man says. It's back on now, but if it was out long enough, well, we're in a heap of trouble. Was it you? Who sent you? Look, we don't know what you're talking about, Dennis says. Something happened out in the woods. Are you alone? Are there others with you? The armed man asks, thrusting the gun in my face. How the hell did you get in this situation? I think to myself. If we hadn't fallen into that hole, we wouldn't be here. I'm not really sure if I want to be giving that guy information. I don't know anything about him. Then again, he might have answers. Let's be honest. We don't want to be caught in a lie. We have other crew members that we can't find, I say. Your crew, he asks, seeming confused. This man thinks we're nuts. There's no telling what he might do. The fact that he looks a little crazy himself makes the situation even hairier. But how'd you get in here, the man asks. Point down the hallway towards the subway. We came in that way. The doors weren't locked. His expression calms a bit, but I am still very aware of the gun that leveled less than a foot away from my face. Please put the gun down. The only I'm putting this rifle down is after I've blown your brains out, the man. What the fuck? With that, he uses the muzzle of the gun to flip my hard head onto the floor. It's a childish move, a playground tactic at best, but it's sufficient to show me that he knows he's in control now. He then levels the rifle at Dennis, and I can only assume that it's his wounds that make him appear to be weaker of us. The man takes a shaky step forward. Dennis looks back and forth between the barrel of the gun and me, his eyes pleading for help. I'm stepping in between. I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. I step out in front of Dennis. The barrel of the rifle is nearly touching my chest now. Both Dennis and the man seem a little confused at my action, and I do my best to swallow down my fear. I don't know what's going on here, I say, but we are here by mistake. Well, you have no business here, the man says, but now that the power is on, I think I might be too late anyways. For what, I ask. But he doesn't answer me. Instead, he steps forward and actually pushes me backwards with the end of his rifle. The man then repeats the question I asked beforehand. That makes no sense and honestly makes me think he might be a little crazy. Who sent you, he asks. You assholes from the Pentagon? Not quite sure how to take this question. As this guy joking? No, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, I'm the president. No, I say, we're just loggers. Something blew up and my friend got hurt. We're looking for the rest of our crew. Likely story, the man said. But I see a flicker of recognition in his face that makes me think he might believe me. Likely story? So his grip on the gun has as tight as ever. He looks on his face makes me think he'll shoot at any moment. Both just stand still, he says. Sooner or later someone will come along and I'll turn you over. He again thrusts the gun forward as if it has an invisible bayonet on it. There's no need for that, I tell him. I have no guarantee that he won't pull the trigger. Look, Dennis says, we don't want any trouble. We're just confused as you are. Then in the movement so fast that I just about miss it, Dennis lunges forward. I have no idea how he is moving so fast. Just 30 seconds ago, I was worried about how close to death he looked. But now he's moving lightning fast. His left arm down on the barrel of the gun like a club. The commotion, the man does pull the trigger. The booming noise is deafening, and there is a moment where I think I've been hit. It takes the clanging noise of the round tearing into the floor at my feet help me realize that I have not been shot. I look to the floor and see where the shot missed my right leg by less than 3 inches. I'm paralyzed in shock for a moment as Dennis and the man fight over the position of the rifle. There's a fire extinguisher on the wall I could use as a bludgeon, but I might not have enough time to grab it before Dennis is overpowered. Ah, shit, he's right. Dennis is pretty weak and, punch him! There's the man pinned to the floor, but it's strong enough to keep him down. As I fall to the floor to help, the barrel of the rifle swings right in front of my face, a reminder of how close I had to come to being shot. My knees and I deliver a hard, stiff punch to the man's face. I don't punch someone often, never really. I'm not usually the brawling type. So it is apparently effective. The man's head snaps back hard and his grip on the gun loosens. Dennis grabs the gun and falls onto the floor, clearly winded and in pain. Our attacker is immobilized and I can feel the shift in the situation. Yet although he is basically harmless now, I feel the need to pummel him, a desire that builds with each second I look at him. Stand up and step back. We don't need to freaking punch him. He may be crazy, but still. He's definitely out now, no threat. At least that's what I think. But he surprised me by mustering up one more swift kick in my direction, connecting with my forehead. My eyelid swells to the size of a grape almost immediately. Shit. Seems like this last attack is more to spite me than to defend himself. I stumble back and ready myself for another round of blows, but he just slouches on the floor. He's done. Dennis instantly hands the rifle over to me and I take it with shaking hands. Can't believe you stepped between me and that gun, Dennis says. He could have killed you. I was pretty sure he wouldn't, I say, although I had known no such thing. Still, thanks, man. That was some heroic stuff. You would have done the same, right? Dennis says nothing. His eyes look to the floor. Dennis, you bastard! What do we do now, boss? Dennis asks. We've come this far, and I want answers. I sense that Dennis does too. I walk over and pick up my hard hat off the floor. After placing it on my head, I turn towards the man. We get answers from this guy. No answers, the man says. I don't have any. Next time, I won't just hit you, I say, plunging the rifle towards him. Now get up. He obeys quickly, but his legs are wobbly and he leans against the wall for support. I feel my swollen eyelid from where he kicked me earlier. I just hope it doesn't get so bad that it affects my sight. Okay, let's move, I say, pointing the gun further down the hallway. Come this far and I'm not going to let this guy stop us. We walk down the hallway until we come to the end. A single elevator waits for us. Its steel sliding doors larger than a normal elevator. Boy, things got a little hairy, didn't it? I wonder if I were to do different decisions if Dennis would have been killed. Because obviously it's a text-based game and they can branch off a lot more without having to deal with graphics and all that stuff. Because it's all text, that's basically it. All text and audio. Ooh, an elevator. Before I get into the elevator with this guy, I think it's wise to learn a bit more about him. I can tell it's making him uncomfortable for me to have the gun. What's your name, I ask. Marcus. And you work here? It's clear that he doesn't want to answer, but he gives us a little nod. We're looking for the rest of our crew. Any idea where they might be, I ask. No, he says curtly, not bothering to elaborate. There's got to be some useful info that we can get out of this guy. I just need to know how to dig for it. In the first aid kit for my friend here, I say. Where might I find one? On the second floor, he says, but we can't go down there. What's on level 2? He looks at me like I'm an idiot. You must be aware you're inside of a classified government facility, he says. No, I didn't know that. Makes sense, but I want to doubt it. Well, I'm sure our government would want you to help save my friend, so take me to the first aid kit. I can't, he says. You don't have clearance. Hell, I barely have clearance. And seemingly to himself, he mutters, I make this place run. And not even a thank you, just a bunch of restricted access rooms that I'm only allowed to go into with a frickin' chaperone. I interrupt his monologue. We're going to the first aid kit. I could lose my job, he says. I wonder for a moment what sort of trouble I could get in for hitting a government employee. This makes me glad I took it easy on him. Then again, he had come at us with a rifle. It makes me think that things have gone terribly wrong in this place. And the explosion in the woods, or whatever the hell happened, might be linked to it all. I need to convince him to take us to the second floor, but I'm not sure if it would be more productive to threaten him or ask for sympathy. Let's ask for help. Look, I say, it hasn't been the best day. We're just trying to find out what's going on to find our crew to survive. I know that this isn't a normal situation down here. It looks like all your protocols have been blown to hell. Can't you help us out? He looks at me sternly, weighing his options. Okay, he says. Thank you, I say. With an interesting stare, Marcus walks to the elevator door, approaching a small keypad by the doors. Punches in a numerical code in the keypad, and we can hear a slight mechanical hum behind the steel doors. After a few seconds of angry glances and frightened sneers from Marcus, the elevator arrives. The steel doors slide open with a whisper revealing the interior. Is there something in there? Okay, we got in the elevator. It's exceptionally well lit and looks to be made of stainless steel. I half expect the thing to take off at the speed of light. There's another small keypad in front of the right panel by the door with the options for 3 sub-level floors. Looks like this elevator doesn't go to the surface. So after we get the first aid kit for Dennis, how do we get out of here, I ask. We can't leave, Marcus says. Once the power came back on, the whole place was put on lockdown. What? I shout. I can't. You can't. You override it? No, it's to prevent anything from getting out. I can't. Marcus looks as deflated as Dennis. We can't get out. We're stuck here. Dennis leans into the corner and almost falls into the floor. The struggle for the rifle took a lot out of him. I can see that much in his face. Slowly we start to move down. The hum and the grind of the car's motors fill the space. So are we stuck here forever? What can you do? There's no need to get mad. Ray scowls at me. I think it's a fair question. It doesn't seem unreasonable to assume he won't be able to get us out. We'll find somebody with access, and they'll be begging me to figure out how to lift the lockdown. These people think they're so brilliant, but some of them can barely turn their computers on without help. Top coder in my class at MIT, I'm stuck living underground, helping idiots who don't even trust me with the keys. How big is this place? What goes on here? I don't think he's gonna answer if we put what goes on here. Let's try anyways. Mark shakes his head. You may as well shoot me, I can't tell you. Not. I should have asked how big. It's beyond classified and the things I know don't even cover the start of it. What does that mean? I asked, starting to get irritated. It means that even if I wanted to tell you that sort of work is done here, I don't know enough about it. How big is this place? It's a government facility of the highest secrecy, Marcus asks. No, says, I research fully. It goes 4 stories underground, and quite frankly, it scares the piss out of me that you two got in here so easily. Why is that, I ask. It is a black ops graveyard, he replies. Even the CIA doesn't know if this place exists. What knocked the lights out? Seems like some sort of power outage, Mark says. That's all I know. There was an outage and then... Then what? Dennis asked weakly. Then things got weird. Things got bad. Bad how? I asked. The whole place seemed to shake when the lights went out. I was checking the monitors when it happened and everything went dead. It took no more than a minute or so before I started hearing the screams. People were being killed by something. Tried getting the security cameras going again, but they only lasted for a little bit on my backup systems. But what I saw, what I asked, feeling a sharp fear warm its way into my guts. But what I saw on the screens for a little bit at the time made no sense. It made me get the gun from the emergency vault. I think whatever it is, it's still down here. Hold on, I say. There's an emergency vault with a rifle in the same room in the security cameras in this place? Marcus gives me a grin that looks nearly insane. There are guns locked away in every room in this place, just in case you know. Just in case of what? So we're still in danger here? Let's go with that one. See, opens his mouth to answer. The elevator comes to a stop. The doors slide open. Marcus is out right away without a word. He makes his exit and heads directly for the glass in room that is filled with computer monitors and high-end equipment. Dennis and I file out behind him, trying to keep up. As we do, one very alarming question runs through my head. What the hell kind of government facility keeps loaded guns in emergency vaults in every single room? Oh. So there's stuff happening down here. Alright, let's see how I did. UN 39% of players obeyed the warning signs and stayed away from the glow. Selflessness. UN 64 players stepped in front of the... Wow. Mercy. UN 65 players were easy on Marcus after he surrendered. Alright. Apparently only 39% of us were like, oh, we don't care. We don't want to be radiation poisoning. But yeah, that was chapter 2 of Buried. An interactive story. I really like this game. I know it's all reading, but the story. I really hope that it pays off in the end, because I'm really into this kind of stuff where it's just secret facilities in the middle of nowhere, and these guys are just regular people that were just working that are just caught in the middle of it. But yeah, I will begin chapter 3 soon. But for now, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you like this video, hack that like button. While you're at it, hack that subscribe button for more videos. Why don't you hit that bell to be notified about future videos. Comment down below. Sorry, I hit my mic. And just let me know what you think about this game. I know it's just a story, interactive game, but I'm enjoying it and I think it's cool. But yeah, let me know how you're doing. Let me know how I'm doing or how I can get better. Maybe you have some games to recommend. Hopefully free ones, because I'm poor. And just share it with a friend. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.